Hello YouTube, Genso Suikoden #1 fan, the Miyazaki man here, and we're back again today. We're going to talk about Suikoden IV, probably the least loved Suikoden of the series. However, does it deserve its reputation? Let's look into it. As a standalone game, I think it's actually really fun and really good. But the problem is, you're comparing it to Genso Suikoden 1, 2 and 3, two of the greatest games of all time, and then a very unique one with much loved characters as well. So let's get into it. Now, Genso Suikoden IV, Lazlo, the one chronologically, the very first in the series, with Rune cannon ships, the trading company as well, and Kika, the badass dual-wielding cutlass pirate as well. Unfortunate fate, possibly, no spoilers in this video as well. Rune of Punishment, a really badass design, really interesting story as well. But the first problem I see with Genso Suikoden IV, and the biggest problem that affects gameplay, is why did they restrict the party members to 4 party members only? And when you have to have the main character, that means you've only got 3 free slots. What's up with that? Genso Suikoden has always prided itself on 6 party members, especially when you have 108 stars of destiny. It leaves you very limited customization options, right? So if they do remake the game, they need to include 6 playable party members at least. That has to be non-negotiable, has to be part and parcel of the Suikoden experience, because 6 party members, 108 stars of destiny, you can't even play all 108, but you need a lot of options there to be able to make the ideal party. And then secondly, for a war that supposedly took 5 years in canon to complete, the game felt really short. There wasn't that much to do, so many places to visit, especially on a world map, right? Navigation, logistics, with a ship, you'd expect loads of islands to explore, loads of things to do on the sea as well. Most people didn't even know you could dash with the ship. Make that traveling faster on different location to different location, but no, they're slowly traversing through the ship. Obviously, it's got to be beginner friendly and let you know that you can travel fast. But additionally, I want secret islands, many different islands, maybe things below the sea as well, right? Look at One Piece. There's so many islands you can go into. One Piece is the name of the treasure, that kind of thing. Look at Skies of Arcadia. Above the skies, below the waters, islands aplenty, mysteries, mini games, all that kind of thing. Suikoden IV really missed a trick, an opportunity to make that world vibrant, to make the ocean vibrant. I know the theme and the music, Tropical Paradise, the music was really nice, by the way. The music is massively underrated in Genso Suikoden IV. If you like Suikoden music, then Genso Suikoden IV has some of the best tracks ever. You really need to give it a listen. Get that OST as well. But make the world more vibrant, man. Make navigating on the ship enjoyable. Make customization options bigger, grander. Feel like a real ocean adventure, right? Like a pirate. And speaking of emboldening the game, why not give a proper backstory to a lot of the characters? They're really interesting characters. You're talking about Kika, right? Vicky appears, Jean appears, for example. Eleanor sending the letter over to her family, Scarlet Moon Empire, to do something, right? To attack. Flesh it out. I don't want just a letter. I want a full backstory, full adventure, full reconnaissance mission or something of that line to really get the involvement of the Scarlet Moon Empire, which we know very well. But back in the day, what was it like back in the day? Let me know, guys. Konami, let me know. And the Arms Empire is really feared. But why? Flesh it out. Let us know. This big monstrosity, these big warships, right? Big galleons, that kind of stuff. They can fight on the naval battles. Why was the Arms Kingdom feared, right? The Cresh's backstory as well. Give us more. There's so much to explore here. I mean, the world is rich and in abundance. If you learned anything from One Piece, the anime, right? It's that compared to Bleach and Naruto, One Piece is indefinite in terms of unlimited potentials, islands to visit, pirate crews to encounter and explore. They can make the world so vast, but they limited the scope to a very linear plot and linear character development of certain characters only. There's a full backstory that really should have been explored here. Like Mizuki, she's so young, she's a ninja. I want to know about the ninja village of that time as well, like Rokaku of the day, back in the day in the Island Nations. And considering that they decided to spin off Genso Suikoden Tactics, right? Your kind of Final Fantasy Tactics, your Vandal Hearts into Suikoden Tactics of the Rune Cannons, Kirill's backstory, that kind of thing as well. Why not include and incorporate that into the mainline story as a bonus side quest, as a after game kind of thing as well? So much interesting interplay that can be going on there. Maybe DLC for Genso Suikoden IV Remake. That'd be really fun. They could have done more with Tactics as well. It's a fun game overall, but it's not as polished as Vandal Hearts or even Vandal Hearts 2 or Final Fantasy Tactics or even Ogre Battles, for example, yeah? And I did mention the game was short. I think it ends too abruptly. There really should have been a stretched out longer story that made it feel worthwhile to complete. There weren't too many side quests that were encouraged to really go away from the linear path. But when you're in the ocean environment, the island nations, a rich and abundant kingdom back in the day, I want to explore, I want to find out secrets, I want to find backstories, I want something like the Clive's Quest in there, you know, a little pirating adventure, treasure hunting, treasure map. Is there anything to do with Sindar? Let me know about all of the races and the ruins back in the day. What did people think of them? How did they compare to modern day, right? Big trick setting the scene and setting the scenarios for what's to come in the future, because we know what happens in the future with Felena and Greg Minister, Scarlet Moon Empire, Jalston City States, all that kind of stuff as well. Set the scene and give us backstory, plot, development to match the epic music. And for all of the criticism, one of the big missed opportunities is the characters, right? Some of the characters are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I mentioned Kika, I mentioned Mizuki, Jeremy, Rita, Millet, so many missed opportunities. Linos and Kodos, Maxine, Mitsuba, Wendell, the Nei Kobold race as well, you know. There's so many opportunities in this game, and where do these races end up? We don't see these races, a lot of these races in the future games as well, right? Like the mermaids, for example. And the Rune of Punishment, right? The Rune of Punishment has a great backstory. It has great pros and cons of usage and passing from person to person. We see Ted make his appearance, a ship fog guide as well. There's so many gameplay mechanics, especially that 4-party thing, which is a huge issue in the Genso Suikoden game. But literally, formations, tactical variations, different ship battles. They could have taken that staggered ship firing mechanism with different weapons and guns to another level in Genso Suikoden 4. It kind of felt rushed midway through production, that a lot of the gameplay elements just weren't there. We talked about navigation and the ship already. But what about alternate pirate costumes for the main cast, or customizations in that regard, or really fleshing out the historical significance of Raiten Schlobach III or IV, or whatever his name is, right? So many subplots in this game. You got Jean, you got Vicky, you got Raiten Schlobach, you got Ted, you got the Fog Ship Guide, you got the Soul Eater, probably able to have a bigger significance, the Rune of Punishment as well. Cray Trading Company do more of their backstory rather than just having them appear and being fed drips and drabs here and there as well. It's really a rich potential kingdom. There's so much gap between what happened in the island nations to Felena. There's so much subplot that can be congested and squeezed in there as well. I don't want main characters, very popular characters, very prominent pirate empress queens cut off behind the scenes. I'm not gonna spoil anything here, but overall, I mean, the art could stand up on itself. I think Tactics with Kirill had a speaking main character, which was really fun as well. Lazlo, dual wielding, or whatever happened to him as well. I'm not too sure of the mechanic of you can choose 2 out of the 4 at the beginning for your members, because I'd like characters to have an actual influence in the story, make it feel real to life, not just 2 of the 4 and they're part of your party and the other 2 can be forgotten about, for example. This is a clear file and this is a stage key kind of underlayer to write things on as well. I don't know, I think it was a big missed potential, really. It was a fun game. As a standalone game, it's really fun. Does it stand up to the main Genso Suikoden lines? I'm the biggest Genso Suikoden fan ever, but I still think it's probably the weakest of the 5 games, really held back by that 4-person party. I just felt that was such a limiting factor. You can forgive the ship navigation if you know about the dashing. The open world is almost unforgivable in terms of the ocean. So much water space. They could have done more of that. They really could have done more of that as well. I felt the game ended too soon. Kick-ass tracks, kick-ass themes. The characters needed a lot more development as well. Fun, but at times it was a slog and tiresome just to navigate from one point to another and progress the story. And you can't really go away from the linear story too much and, you know, delve into different areas as well. The mechanic between Snow and Lazlo, okay, yeah, it's a well-played trope, your best friend, betrayal, all this kind of thing as well. That was kind of nice as well. But the story isn't the most memorable. There's not enough epic moments, especially I think that's why Suikoden 2 stands out as it does. So much twists and turns and pulling on the heartstrings and emotional moments. You didn't feel that in Genso Suikoden 4, and it's a big shame, but it is still a mainline game and it has significant memories of the past because it's the first in a chronological timeline as well. Completely different world, different adventure in the ocean as well. Great music, you're never going to forget it. The remake or remaster, but hopefully a remake, will do it the world of justice, because there's just so unlimited potential to tap there, and the characters really deserve a better backstory as well, and fill in the gaps, and don't be lazy on creating a rich, vibrant world and environment. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As I mentioned, this video will have a giveaway competition, because we are going to grow Genso Suikoden, the fan base, into a world scale, so Konami has to take notice, take our money, give us more Genso Suikoden lore and games and narrative and merchandise. We will absorb and buy it all. Here's what the competition is about, and you got 2 chances to win. One of these exclusive Genso Suikoden orchestra posters, gigantic quality, by letting me know in the comments below and in the Discord. You get 2 votes. Who are the top 5 mages? Not through gameplay, but through lore, through story. Who are the top 5 mages that I'm going to choose for my next Genso Suikoden video? Who are the top 5 mages? Crowley, Mazes, Luck, Sarah. Let me know. Who would you choose? Top 5 mages in lore in Genso Suikoden. Off you go. And keep in mind, the last competition is still open for an unopened booster pack of the Genso Suikoden trading card game, right? Booster pack volume 2. I think there's about 12 or so cards in there. And let me know, my final party of 6, my chosen party of 6, and my first ever Genso Suikoden playthrough. I think I was 7 or 8 years old at the time, ignoring Flick and Victor before they were mandatory, but you have to include Turmeric Doll. 2 chances to win in the Discord forum and in the comments on the previous video, which I will link at the end of this video as well. Let me know my final party of 6. If you get 4 out of 6 correct, you'll be in the draw. Whoever wins gets that sent free of charge to you guys. I'm growing Genso Suikoden. It's the best cause. Join the Discord, lots of fun, great interaction as well. And I hope to see you guys there soon. Until next time, Janne means peace.